because security can't be afterthought. It has to be baked in from day one when you are going live with any new technology or any upgradation of any technology. CIO should be also part of the business team, review team, and nowadays people are invited in business roadmap, in board meetings and all those places. In case any challenge, you can go and shout on them. You have a SLA with them, they will come and solve the problem. Move from FOMO to JOMO, joy of missing out. That is better than fear of missing out.
Correct. Every CIO in India today is under immense pressure to do more. More AI, more cloud, more solutions, more dashboards, and more platforms. The simple assumption these days in boardroom conversation is more technology, more tools equals more transformation. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Indian enterprises are producing very less velocity compared to the kind of technology it's bringing in. What happens when a new technology comes without the old one, the old platform being replaced? Welcome to Cloud Decoded by AceCloud, the podcast series where we talk to the leaders shaping the technology future of India. And for today's episode, we are going to be talking about why bringing new technology into the system might be actually slowing down the Indian enterprises and what smartest CIOs of the country are doing instead. My guest for today has been rated amongst the best IT leaders of the country. Over 30 to 35 years of his experience as a CIO and a CISO, his body of work contributes to producing technological solutions to various organizations. He's seen through the pharma boom of the country. Welcome to Cloud Decoded by AceCloud, sir. Thank you so much, Sujoy, sir, for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for your kind words.
Yeah. A lot of Indian enterprises, they believe that they're digitally mature because they've brought in new technology, right? And what do you think, or what is your belief, if this belief is true, or if this is the most expensive belief in the Indian enterprise right now?
See, if you bring any kind of technology, from the CIO point of view, any kind of solutions, technology is a part of the solution. It has to be purposeful. It has to drive some meaningful thing in your organization. Like, for example, if you want to bring any new technology in your organization, first you have to understand what is the business case for that technology, where it can fit in, whether it is going to fit into my enterprise, to the entire organization, or it is for a particular function where it can enhance that particular function's productivity, etc. So first you have to understand the business requirement of that technology, and once you have that understanding, then you have to bounce it with your functional team.
Correct.
You cannot create any solution in isolation. It has to be finally used by your functional guys. So you bounce it with them, take their buying, take their input to create the entire solution, and then proceed for the implementation, and then thereafter harvesting that particular technology solution.
Sure. I mean, your experience as a CIO and a CISO, you've seen a lot of organizations, or have you seen the organizations replacing older tools frequently, or do you think that has not happened in the pace that it should have happened?
It's depend on what kind of line of business you are. Let's say if you are into financial sector, then they take a lot of time to upgrade their system because of a lot of dependencies are there, regulations are there, and all those things. If you take manufacturing, I come from the manufacturing background. My entire career has spanned out in the manufacturing side, whether it's pharma, then auto, then now I'm into smart card business. So again, I'm saying that it's depend on the line of business. Like if I take manufacturing, yes. If I have to upgrade any technology, in case that is helping me to support the business, support the requirement of the organization, to fit the goal of the organization, then yes, the upgradation is required, and the budget is approved for that.
Correct. So I want to, like, you sit at a very interesting and a very, I would say, interesting vantage point where you are the CISO, you are the CIO. Does it help that CIO and CISO is this, if it's the same person? Does it help or it doesn't? Like, it adds to the problem that he's the same person and he now handles the problem from both the worlds.
See, actually, I started my career as a technology person, and after some time, this there was focus was given into security also. Initially, for the sake of security, there was an antivirus. That's it. Beyond that, nobody was using anything. So when it came in, there are a lot of challenges people started facing in security side. So I was giving this additional portfolio to manage both infrastructure, IT infrastructure, as well as IT security.
Correct.
So that way I started, and another important thing was that I was, as I said a little back, I was in a manufacturing sector where there is no regulatory requirement that you need to have a separate CIO and CISO. Whereas if you get into banking or NBFC, any financial sector, the RBI says that you need to have a separate. CISO, and that CISO should not report to the technology guy. It should report to somebody, either board or risk officer or anybody else. Nothing to, he should be having unbiased opinion on the security posture of the organization. So I was, you can say, blessed that I got this additional portfolio way back in early 2000, and still I'm continuing. Regarding the piece of ease, yes, it is a ease because at the end it goes hand in hand. You can't work security in isolation. It has to sit, or it has to be baked with your technological solution which you are bringing in your organization. So it is easy to manage both the teams, and there is no kind of finger pointing that system is not working because of this, because of that. If you have a single boss, everybody will fall in line.
So that means, are you saying that you would rather prefer one person holding both the portfolios?
It is working out, and I always advocate that. In case what I said, if there is a regulatory demand, compliance demand, then you have to have a separate system. So there is no choice. If there is a fund of doer and checker, then you need to have separate.
Okay, if you're okay with me asking this, see, as a CIO, you want to move fast because you want to just produce results and you want to answer a lot of questions. As a CISO, you have to be very careful. There is security, compliance, everything that you need to take care. So if this one person is handling both the portfolios, what is this tussle in practice looks like?
You see, the CISOs are generally said as they are the speed breaker of any kind of new technology or new projects you are bringing in. In my view, they are not the speed breakers. At the end, everybody is working for the organization. At the end, you have to understand that you are protecting the intellectual property of your organization, so that there is no information leakage is there, which is going to help your competition or your brand reputation or financial loss, whatever. So you have to understand that. And nowadays, the people are very mature enough to understand this, and they work in sync. That is not a problem. Because security can't be afterthought. It has to be baked in from day one when you are going live with any new technology or any upgradation of any technology. You have seen the series of issues which are coming across the globe related to ransomware attack, data hacking, data leakage, all because the challenge, people are not in sync. If the right technology, right processes are in place, it is very difficult to somebody hacking your information or any unwanted breakdown which is happening.
Sure. Can we also talk about, your experience of over 3 decades? What have you seen in Indian enterprise culture that makes, in terms of tool and upgradation, subtraction more difficult and much more harder than addition?
See, if I see my experience, Indian CXOs, CIOs or CTOs, they are a bit reluctant to choose any technology and start. People wait if somebody else is doing in the fraternity, and if it is working well and the references are very good, then take it forward. That is the challenge. Who will bell the cat?
Correct.
But if you are waiting for that, another challenge is that you are losing something. If you are not bringing the right technology, you are obsolete. That is another issue. So to overcome all these things, most important thing which I said initially is that you create a business case. What is your business requirement? What kind of solution you want to provide, and then fit in those technologies in it. Do a good proof of concept of that particular solution if it is not off the shelf product, and go ahead.
Correct.
But you have to be very careful while implementing all those things. You need to have a proper project management. You need to have proper after implementation support and services, so that this any kind of new thing you bring in, there's also an interesting thing that you have to manage is the change in your organization.
Correct.
Cultural challenges are there, people challenges are there, that you have to overcome that also. For that, you create a CFT, good cross-functional team, take the buy-in from the functional guys so that
Yeah.
things are smooth.
Right. Very rightly said, because I was reading somewhere that subtraction and upgradation is lesser technological challenge but more like political challenge. Like, what will you say to the marketing team? And we talk about shadow IT, right? What do you say to the marketing team who's chosen few tools and they think these are the best tools for them? How would you move ahead with these tools, and how do you have those harder conversations with those tools about being careful?
No, it's not. You're right. There are challenges of shadow IT. After AI, now it is shadow AI.
Right.
But if you have the proper solutions, showcase the proof of concept of that particular solution to whichever function you talked about marketing here, whichever function you want to give the solution, and take their buying. If their buying is fine, then there's no challenge.
Correct.
In case you are doing in isolation, then you will face these kind of
Problems. Correct. So yeah,
it's always what my mantra is always is that business driven IT. Your core business is, for example, is a cloud solution services. That is the business.
Okay.
IT is assisting that. Similar way, like when I was in auto industry, we were manufacturing two-wheelers. That was the core business. But IT was supporting that, and security was guardrailing the intellectual properties.
correct.
So that is very important. It's
Right.
If you do it like business driven IT, things will work well.
And you spoke of AI. I feel it has not added, it has not softened the situation. It has added or maybe sharpened the situation even more. Like right now, if any vendor you speak to, they have an AI offering, an AI prototype or AI co-pilot available. In such a situation like this, when you already have overused and an overbought environment, how risky is it that you add another stack, an AI stack, to this overbought environment? What is the sort of risk that you feel this brings into the picture, or do you think this is to each his own? They can take those calls judiciously. What is your take on that?
You see, if anybody acquiring this AI as a technology broadly in a two-way. One is OEM products, off-the-shelf products, which people are buying or people are having currently and upgrading the newer version. And second is the custom build piece, wherever any particular function or enterprise-wide anything which is required, which is not there off the shelf, which is not fitting into your scheme of things. So you're developing a custom build, custom development, and creating that. So if I talk about the OEM piece, that is very easy. And most of the people are adopting that and going and saying that, yes, we have AI in our organizations. That is coming by default. If you're using any ERP system now, it has a built-in feature of a lot of AI in terms of visibility, in terms of reporting, etc. Similar way, if you're using any security product, They are also having built-in AIs, which is giving you proactive reports, proactive visibility in case of any challenge which is going to happen in our organization. That is foreseen in advance. So this OEM organizations are using AI to enhance their product, and that is helping the organization who are adopting those. When I come to the custom build, there is a challenge there.
Correct.
There you have to have a very thorough risk assessment where you are putting that AI solution. And I say risk assessment, it includes not only the technological risk, also the resource risk. If you are implementing, let's say, enterprise by any custom developed AI solution, you have to be very careful that there should be right resources to support that after the implementation, right resource to continuously upgrade that, because it's not a constant, it's a continuous growth is there, enhancement is there in this particular solution. You yourself have started with OpenAI, GenAI, Agentic AI, and it's going forward again.
Right.
So you have to keep that space. And also, after implementation, is there any other risk? That assessment has to be very, very important, so that you can use that solution risk-free, hassle-free. And in case any challenge, you can go and shout on them. You have a SLA with them. They will come and solve the problem. But when you do a custom development, you hire some AI developers, or hire an organization who does this kind of things. If they vanish, you are gone for a toss.
Right. So you prescribe an AI test. Like if there were to be an AI test for adoption, what would that test look like in your book?
Test, whenever you are bringing any AI solution in an organization, I'm talking about now custom development.
Sure.
First, you have to understand what solution you want to give, and this AI is going to help what kind of ROI you will get after, because AI is not a cheap solution. It's quite a good amount solution, and you have to look at it into long-term basis only. It's not a short-term goal. One particular thing is done and you use and throw kind of a thing. No.
Correct.
So when you say test, you have to do a proper POC about the solution you are bringing in, and keep that solution for certain time, so that your all the concerned persons are acquainted to that, and then go ahead. But challenge today industry is facing that people are into this phase only.
Right.
Very few are getting those POC into the production.
Correct.
That is the thing. But yes, now trend is increasing, and the custom developed also getting implemented in a lot of places.
Sure. And when you were speaking, I could sense that you were also talking about resistance. I want to talk about, especially in this environment where everybody is AI hungry, if I may say that, and then there is this FOMO of you're not the ones who've adopted or absorbed that technology, and you're the ones who are going to follow that lead. How interesting or how important is it for a CIO or a CISO to have that resistance of saying no sometimes? How important is it, and what are the repercussions of this decision?
See, one of the reason of resistance is that there's a myth when you are adopting AI is that it can take off the jobs. So that is the thing which is there in the industry. The only how to come out from that is that you have to sit and discuss with your functional team where you are bringing that solution, and here management intervention is also needed. That if I am bringing the solution, what kind of productivity enhancement or a bottom line growth or whatever we are bringing in using this solution. So that is very important, and you have to convince that particular function or the particular resources where it is going to be implemented, is that we are not taking your job. We are bringing a new solution, and there will be some alternate for you guys, and you can continue with that. yes, there is a culture of FOMO, but where I always tell my fraternity is that move from FOMO to JOMO, joy of missing out. That is better
Right.
than fear of missing out.
Correct, correct.
Uh.
If you were to advise a CIO on how they should look at the next few weeks, next few months, and the next few years, and if they want to restart from tomorrow, what would your advice be like?
So I generally share my experience only. It's not nothing. It's like advice and all. So when the question you have asked, if any CIO want to start from now and onward, most important thing for a technology person is to understand what kind of prevailing technologies are there in the market. Second, you have to understand what is the business roadmap, what is your business, what are the core priorities of your business. That is very important. CIO should be also part of the business team, review team, and nowadays people are invited in business roadmap, in board meetings, and all those places, so that they can foresee that where the organization want to go and what kind of IT solution will be needed to assist that particular goal, to achieve that goal. So my always suggestion to CIO is that be part of the business solution, understand that what is the current technology trends are happening, understand what existing technologies you have and what more you can do out of that solution, and combination and all these things will keep you on your toes, and you will enjoy the experience.
Sure. Just one last question. I think to me, I've asked most of the questions that I wanted to. What is it a particular or a peculiar challenge that an Indian CIO or an Indian CISO faces that is not witnessed or not faced outside? Might be very small to someone, but is a huge thing here in India.
Only one small thing which I see on a regular basis is that the skill challenges. The upskilling is very important in an organization. People are little lethargic to upskill themselves. That is very important. You have to enhance your skill set. You have to enhance your team skill set. See, if you are a leader, you have to the most important agenda of a leader, which I feel, is that to create leaders, more leaders. How can you create more leaders? To impart good knowledge to them. That is very important thing. You have to continuously upskill your knowledge. Then only it can happen, and that will keep you in pace with the trends.
Right. Thank you so much, Sujoy sir. Any CIO who was listening to this conversation, I think they will have a lot to recognize in this list. A tool that was never replaced, a renewal that needs a harder conversation. And for those of you who are listening to us or watching us through various platforms, that was the point. We hope that this conversation was insightful for you. Thank you for watching.